Good morning, everyone. Thank you for being with us today, Sunday, June 18th. Happy Father's Day to me, um, to everybody. Welcome to Becerra de Meneses. As we all know, we are a non-profit organization, and our function and our oh my God, our mission is to promote the practice of spiritual and material charity. We're non-profit. We only work with volunteers and donations. Our telephone number is 305-477-4148. Our email is info@spiritist.com, and our website is www.spiritist.com. We're broadcasting live on YouTube, so please, we appreciate that the phones are in vibration or off. Thank you. Donations are greatly appreciated, as you all know. Thank you. And we like to invite you to listen to our podcast 24/7. More than 500 programs in all three languages, English, Spanish, and Portuguese. We have great speakers and great themes. And for those that don't come to classes, this is a great way to learn. It's easy. Simply enter the site www.radio.spiritist.com and click in the program of your choice. Today, as always, as every Sunday, we are going to read from the book Our Daily Bread, which was written by Francisco Cándido Javier and was dictated by the Spirit of Emmanuel. We'll be talking about chapter 44, Healing. Heal the sick who are there and tell them, the kingdom of God is near you. Jesus said this in Luke chapter 10, verse 9. Jesus truly cured many sick people, and in a very special way, he recommended his disciples to do the same. However, the celestial physician did not forget to summon the divine kingdom for those whose human deficiencies were being restored. It does not interest us solely to see the rehabilitation of the vehicle, our body, through which we express ourselves, but also and above all, our spiritual enhancement. It is important for the individual to be free from illness, but it is also indispensable that they also value their health. It is extremely difficult for us, however, to understand the hidden lesson involved when our bodies experience discomfort, and also difficult to assimilate and understand the call to the sanctifying work to which we are directed, for the benefit of our physical equilibrium. Would the Father allow the reconstitution of our cellular harmony solely so that our contaminated will could strike it and injure it in detriment of our spirit? The patient will desire to readjust his vitality. Nonetheless, it is up to him to be prudent and value the elements that have been delegated to him for his edifying earthly experience. There are sick patients who lament being relegated to their bed and cry, not because they want to renew conceptions about the sacred foundations of life, but for not being able to prolong their reckless behavior. It is always valuable to cure the sick when permission from on high is allowed. But because of these concessions from the Almighty, it is reasonable for the interested individual to reconsider graciously the question that concerns him, realizing that a new day was allowed to his spirit to proceed in a redeeming path. And for reflection about today's reading, in today's reading, Emmanuel reminds us how Jesus cured many people and how Jesus also summoned the divine kingdom for those whose human deficiencies were being restored. Emmanuel mentions the need to change the way we express ourselves and also to work hard to rehabilitate our spirits. He mentions It is difficult for us to understand the suffering in our bodies and how some patients cry and lament being relegated to a bed, not because they would continue to prolong, not because they cannot continue to prolong their reckless behavior. Let me read that. Not because they would want to change their past, but rather because they cannot continue to prolong their reckless behavior. We can take good care of our physical body, but are we aware that a contaminated will or mind can also injure our body in detriment of our spirit? Food for thought. And to begin today's gospel, could you please help me with a prayer? Let's take a deep breath, relax in our chairs, close our eyes, elevate our thoughts to the Almighty, and let's thank Him. Let's thank Him for allowing us to be here today. Thank you, Heavenly Father, for letting us wake up this morning and realize that you gave us another chance, another day, another moment, and another opportunity to be better than we were yesterday. In today's reading, you mentioned the chance that we have been given to change our ways so that we could rehabilitate our spirit. You also reminded us, dear Lord, that we should take good care of our health, but also to make sure that we do not contaminate our mind, our will, our thoughts, or our verbal expressions. Dear Heavenly Father, grant us the strength to carry on our cross, our load, our hardship with humility and acceptance. Our load is very light compared to the one you suffered, dear Lord. Dear Heavenly Father, we ask you to pour your mercy upon those areas in the world that are still covered with the dark clouds of wars and suffering, for the hungry, for the sick, for those left behind by their leaders. And finally, dear Lord, we ask you to pour your light and your mercy upon our brother Admir Serrano, who is going to start today's gospel, and open our ears and our hearts, dear Lord, so that we can learn from it and take it home and put it into practice. We ask you, dear Lord, this in the name of your Son, Jesus. So be it. And today, our dear friend and brother Admir is going to talk about chapter 24, Do Not Hide Your Lamp Under the Bushel. Thank you.
Good morning, everybody. It's a pleasure to be here. Very nice to be here in this house of prayer and learning, especially in today here in the United States. And this message also to those who watch us on YouTube, on Becerra de Meneses channel. This Father's Day here in America, probably in the rest of the world is in August, right? Second Sunday of August, but here we do it earlier, so in June. So my congratulations and to parents, to fathers. And I think it's also important to mention that especially in today's societies, we see a lot of family whose only the breadwinner, the educator, is a woman. So she is fulfilling at the same time two roles, that of a father and that of a mother at the same time. And it is also true that there's also a lot of fathers who take the responsibility to raise children by himself, also fulfilling two roles, that of a father and that of a mother. So regardless of the day, this Sunday, my daughters reminded me on Friday that today was Father's Day, because I had forgotten. Because to me, my role as a father is every day, every minute. And my main concern, the reason of my living and the reason of doing things that I do, I have only some special people in mind. Those are closer to me. My daughters, my grandson, my wife. My main responsibility. My close responsibility. In my life's mission, although everybody, I think, would like to do great things, which is great, change the world. That's a good thing to do. But all those grand dreams and desires are most of the time left to a few people who have come to earth to do those great things. And we have examples like Jesus. Before Jesus, Siddhartha Gautama, the Buddha. Then later we had other great souls coming to fulfill great missions. We had Martin Luther King, Gandhi before him. But for us, for most of us, our mission and our job to change the world is a very small portion, a very small number of people. And this small number of people congregate in our families, our children, our grandchildren, our spouses. And those are the people who we are responsible for. And so responsible and so important that, as we understand in Spiritism, we are here on earth, gathered together with souls who are part of our spiritual family, and with whom we planned this journey together here even before we reincarnated. There was a matter of a component, probably the strongest one, a component of trust, blind trust. Because when we are in the spirit world, when we are not in material body, that our consciousness, our spirit is much freer, and we are able to see things in a different light, that we can know and understand all, the future lives, the life that will come here on earth when we take the body. We can know that, we can see it far into the future of our incarnation. But when we take the physical body, then we are all this great spirit that we are, with all the great knowledge that we have, we come in a body that is very limited. And we come for a very specific mission, have a specific work, and we're able to use just part of the knowledge that we can use. So get together before we reincarnated with those people that we are living together today. Those people who are waiting for us at home, or those who are here. We have that responsibility because we agreed to be together. And we promised, in a way, to be there in the time of needs. And the family, the souls incarnated in the family, come together to help each other grow. So our role in the family is that of a spirit working together with other spirits in the same road of evolution, struggling to make their own progress. So regardless if we are now in the body of a woman or in the body of a man, of a male body, we as spirits, we don't care which body we're in. We are here to learn, and we are here to fulfill a mission that we wanted to fulfill. And for that, we have a lot that we can contribute, because besides doing things that we're doing to help other people grow and evolve, we are also working on our own evolution, on our own growth. And nobody can do that for us. Our work of progress is individual, and we are the only ones responsible for it. There are obviously other people with us in this journey, starting with our close relatives, that can help us progress faster, offering us challenges and putting or making, helping us express all that we have that we could. And sometimes, and obviously the great expression that we can have and share is love. Obviously, they also help us shape our characters by taming other emotions that only the physical life, a physical body can do that, such as patience, for instance. Tame our anger, which is very detrimental to evolution, not only our evolution, but human evolution in general. So we are here in this life today because we chose to be. We chose to be here because also prior to our reincarnation, we studied our lives, not only the previous one that we had just left, but we can also study our journey, our spiritual journey. And we are able to see what we have learned so far. And we also will be able to know and see what we need to do. What are the lessons we need to learn and master so that we expedite, we speed up our progress towards perfection. And by doing all this, by knowing what we still need to learn, and by being here, by coming here, we have all the tools that we need in order to brighten up our spirit, lighten up our spirit, give light to our spirit by removing all the dark things, the imperfections that prevent us to shine more than we should, because we are already light. We have already accomplished many things. We have already crossed many hurdles. We have progressed a lot to this day. We already have some light in us, and we already share this light mostly and most often with the people that we are responsible for. And these people are the people closest to us. When we see the darkness still, that this dark clouds hanging over the world, especially in certain areas, we see it as them, as they, as those places, as the evil of humanities or evil of humans. We see them with see they. But that they, that humanity, that society is us. Each one of us. we are not separated from it. So when we see the evils of the world, we judge first us. Because in all these places, even within our own group of friends and families and stuff, we see that too. So it's not them or they, it's us. Because each one of us is a cell that composes the body of humanity. Like a cell composes our physical body. If one cell is sick, the body is sick. And the more sick cells in the body, the worse the condition of the body. So to heal the body, we heal the cell, either physical or of humans, of us as a member of society. So the change of the world starts with us. The peace of the world starts with us. And by doing this, by working on our perfection, a little bit each day, we are enlightening ourselves, brightening the greatness that we are. And by doing that, it is automatically that we also light the life of people around us. If we turn this light off, the whole room is going to be dark. Not just one spot. Maybe we have spotlights that could do that. When it lights up the whole thing, the whole place. And that is what we do when we better ourselves. And Jesus, our master and model, he knew of our greatness, and he knew of the potential that we are, and he knew how we could not only improve ourselves, he came here to bring all those teachings to help us attain this bright light. So he goes up on the mountain and he sees the multitude, all those people there, all people seeking him to give them a new direction. They're all lost, not knowing where to go, what to do, restless in their souls, because that's when we don't understand ourselves, when there's a moment in our lives that even if we're rich, even if we have all material comfort that we have, if we can afford great dinners and things like that, travel the world, there is a moment in our existence that the soul is going to feel hungry and lonely and desperate, regardless, despite of having everything that we have. And that is the moment that most of us, it happened to me and happened to a lot of people who I know. That's when you try and you start looking for answers. Who am I? What I'm doing here? So know thyself. We start asking questions of our true reason or our true nature. And the Spiritism give us those answers. And Jesus was not only him, there were others before him. But at that moment, those people down on the mountain listening to him were seeking a new direction. They were thirsty for knowledge, thirsty for someone to guide them to quench the thirst or the hunger that not their bodies craved, but the spirit. So one of the first thing that he tells those people, regardless of who they were, of what they had learned so far, he tells them their potential of what they truly were, the greatness that not only them, but now we know that all of us. And this is one of the most beautiful of his teachings, the confidence that he had in us. First, he tells us that he is the way, the light, and the life. And then he tells all of us what we are or what we can be. And we are indeed the light of the world. And it is not a small thing to hear from that great guy, the greatest that has come around for many centuries. That's not a small thing. That's something that we should take seriously. And then he tells us, you are the light of the world. Not only that, this light that you have, keep it just for yourself. You need to share with those who are seeking it, who are looking for it. And he was the greatest example because he already came enlightened. And he knew of his work on earth to spread that light. So how did he do that? By bringing new teachings, by bringing a total new philosophy of life. One that has a basic element, which is love, cultivation of love in us, also growing this and spreading it around. So that everybody, it's like a fountain of light that we are indeed. Sometimes we can only shine one person or help one person, but that's great because today we have this great light that can brighten things tremendously. But I remember that the first light that I saw lighting the shack that we lived in the farms of Brazil was a kerosene lamp in a Guaraná bottle. It was just a small light, but it made a huge difference. I could see the holes on our dirt floor that I had made to play with my marbles. It was just a small light, but it was enough for that. And so my parents, with the knowledge that, the limited knowledge that they had, some light in them, that they passed on to me. But as we progress, and there's more things, more knowledge, more people around, and we gain more knowledge, we have a better consciousness of this one thing, this togetherness, this one element, huge element is that we call humanity. And we understand the interconnectedness in everything and our role in it. And we do that because we have attained already a level of consciousness that we are able to see better, to see bigger, and to understand all that we are part of this creation. And we learn from Spiritism, and we learn from Jesus himself that we are co-creators of God, being here on this earth to evolve ourselves, to better ourselves. And this is automatic that by doing this, we will inevitably, and it is a law of life, a divine law, we will spread it to other people. Many times without saying one word. without uttering a sound. It is our actions that people see. And many people learn from the actions they see others doing. And unfortunately, bad actions or good actions. So now that we know the difference, that we know how responsible our responsibility in trying to make this a better world by making ourselves better, we know the importance that we have in this whole thing that we call humanity. So this is what Jesus tells us. Give light to everyone in the house, whatever we are. So, and we are, as we learn in Spiritism, we are co-creators. We're here to help God making this a better world, or making his children better spirits, more progressed, more advanced than they were, or than we were before we came here. And we do that each day. So being God's handman, Jesus is then telling us what we do with this knowledge that we acquired. All the removal of our imperfections that we do every day. Taming our bad inclinations. We do that, we acquire this light, and we spread it. Let your light shine before others. For no small reason than they see our good deeds and they would glorify our Father who are in heaven, because we are here his handyman, doing the things that we can do here because we are in a material body. So we are able to interact with other physical things. Now, what are these good deeds that we should do that would others see and would glorify our Father who is in heaven? The first one, unconditional love. Love, there was a spirit who told a person who had a near-death experience one of the most beautiful piece of knowledge. Love is the only way that we take us to true happiness. No other way. Compassion, forgiveness, charity, benevolence, and healing, as we read in our daily bread. Emmanuel saying, forgiveness is one of the toughest impediment, obstacle for us to give unconditional love, or not being able to forgive, holding a grudge. That is something that hurts us deeply. When we don't give forgiveness, or when we lack, or when we don't ask forgiveness either, we are ruining our lives, and we are darkening whatever light we have attained so far. Lack of forgiveness, holding grudges, not only gives or is cause for physical illness, but the opposite when you're relieved of that, when you learn the importance of forgiveness, and when you forgive or ask forgiveness, it has such power that it heals even cancer, and also expedites healing from surgery, and that is scientifically proved. So this is our good deeds, unconditional love, compassion. To whom? First, obviously, those around us, those that close to us, that we have already made a commitment to be with them and be their partners in their own evolution and ours. So we do it in small ways, close to us. We do it at home. That's where we practice. That's where we work out our evolution. Those who are with us every day in their lives, a family. The greatest laboratory for spiritual evolution that anybody could ask for. And such is the wisdom of God at home. We don't need to go anywhere. We already have it. It's already there now, at this very moment. Greatness is our destiny. This is something else that Jesus believed, and that we should believe in this greatness that we are now. But many times we don't give credit. We have been through things. We have been through unimaginable experiences, because we are not the age that we are now. Those who lived in Brazil before, or other countries, and today are here in America, this is not the span of our existence. If we are 50 or 35 years old, whatever we are not this old. Our body is the age that we count. The spirit, we cannot imagine how old as a spirit we are. We cannot imagine how old as a spirit we are. And all the amount of knowledge that we have acquired throughout our evolution, from a primitive atom to what we are now. We have done so many things. All the problems that we have now that we think it is great is nothing compared to the greatness that we are. Nothing, absolutely nothing. Insignificant. Just like Earth is a speck in the greatness of the universe, all these little problems is a speck in our existing things that we've been through. We can pass with flying colors every vicissitudes, every trials that life gives us here. If we believe in this greatness that we are, it's a piece of cake. Regardless of how big we think it is, it isn't. It is that we give us this dimension, this big dimension, to problems that if we compared to how big we are to face them, they would be like nothing, trivial things. And Jesus knew it. And he says, that is in John, when he's talking to Philip, those who believe in me, the works that I do shall he do also. Not only that, greater works than this shall he do. Now, this is again Jesus saying that everybody that was there around him, learning from him, are able to do greater things that he did. And we can indeed, if we believe that we can. We cannot do anything if we believe that we cannot. We are always right. If we think we can do it, we're right. If we think we cannot do it, we're also right. Now, and we have in our doctrine applied Christianity. It's teachings, oral, verbal teachings put into action, given objectivity to subjective teachings. We make it work. Unconditional love again. How do we do that? Unconditional love, what do? We think we help others as much as we can. As much as we can. We show compassion towards them. We make them feel also that they are great as we are. And again, the elements, the people, the circumstances that we use to practice this, to apply Christianity, which is the teachings of Jesus and of our doctrine put into action, those who are close to us. We are going to dry tears of our brothers. We are going to show our love to our parents. We're going to forgive friends, all those who are with us. And we're going to be kind to everybody who comes near us, seeking harmony, seeking a little peace once in a while. We are going to offer that. And we are able to offer that. In our homes, especially in this special day, each one of us, our role is to be that spot of harmony, that spot of peace, that spot of light that is going to affect the whole family, our home, where we are. And so important it is that we're not only shedding light to people, but also to plants. Whatever living being we are surrounded by, all this positive energy that we are spreading will have a positive effect. And guess who is affected positively first? Us. Each one of us, because we are emitting, we are radiating all this that a advanced or advancing spirit shall. Harmony, peace, light, knowledge. So we already, by doing that, we are all practicing it. And by practicing it, we are surely in the right path towards perfection, regardless how long it takes. So we are, each one of us, being in the spirits or not, even in other religion, we are apostles of Christ or of other teachers. If what we show others, what we teach others are good. So Jesus tells us that. Let your light shine before others, that they may see your good deeds, works, and glorify your Father who is in heaven. Now, how do we make our light shine? So how do we do that? We make our light shine in everything that we do that help us improve ourselves and others. That's how we share our light. Any contribution that we make that helps someone move forward. Encouragement. Help if we can. So that we help that person move forward, give them hope. If we got nothing, if they're cold, we don't have a coat to share, we give a hug. We have a 97 degrees Fahrenheit in here, stored in every part of our body. Share the warmth. We have it, that too. Cheer them up or help them become better than they were before. Lending a hand to someone, soothing their pain, drying their tears, being there in a moment of need, making this world more peaceful, more just, and more loving and happier. That's how we make our light shine. And we start by making this world peaceful, more just, more loving and happier, doing that ourselves, because we are a cell of humanity. Together, we are the entire humanity. Brighten our light. We learn to love and practice it. We learn to forgive and practice it. We do good. We make positive contribution to our society, to our whatever we are. The society that we congregate with, where we have certain responsibilities, and where, be it our job, our work, our home, whatever. Acquire knowledge. Spiritists, the Spirit Truth said, love yourselves, love one another. This is the first teaching. Acquire knowledge. This is the second. So now that we know, now that we had this great guy telling us all this, that we are the light of the world, and already knowing that we are in this path of betterment, of improvement, because that's the very reason that we are here today, that we are indeed brightening our light. And we also have attained a level of consciousness and of understanding that we know at this very moment all the things that we do, the thoughts that we think, and the feelings that we have. We know those who are a little dark, and that unfortunately it fades our light a little bit. But we also know that if we remove them, it's like cleaning the dust of a lamp. We are going to make it shine brighter. We already know. We have in our hands the tools to be great, to shine, and also the opportunity to share that light. It doesn't have to be with the entire world. We start at home with those who are together with us, who have shared our pains and sorrows and our happiness. That's our laboratory. That's where our main responsibilities are, and that is our mission. And we should do that so that God will see that we are doing a good job helping not him, but the children who he loves so much. Thank you, and have a great rest of the day and a great Father's Day. We're not gonna have individual passes in a cabin today, so we're going to do a prayer, and within the prayer we are going to do the collective passes. And we here in this place, we are not only surrounded by us here in the human bodies, but also by spirits, especially those spirits who work in this house with us today, and those who work in the healing of passes and so forth. They're also here, and it doesn't matter if we are there, if we're here, we're going to be treated the same way, with same love and same energy that it would be shared if we were there. So we're going to relax, quiet our minds, and imagine the great healer, Jesus Christ, our Master and our model. We're gonna imagine Him, light flowing from Him, healing light, loving light, peaceful light that He shares with us, with our light, making it one, connecting us with Him, feeling the great healing energy that emanates from His touch, from His word, of His hand of light and healing placed on our heads, and all this healing energy going throughout our body, healing each cell that makes our organ, removing blockages that could cause illness, removing blockages that expedite healing of our organ. Now, every blood vessel that we have in our body is filled with the light, the healing light of the great Master. Every cell, every organ receiving this healing energy, making us strong physically and peaceful, incredibly peaceful, unimaginable, peaceful. Such is the feeling that we will have one day after our work is done here on earth. If not this time around, the next time and the next opportunity that we're going to be face to face with Him. Now, without the physical body, but in the spirit, as He is. And so serious, we're going to take His teachings. And so serious, we're going to work for our betterment. That at that moment, when we are face to face with Him, there's just one light, ours and His, just as bright, just as peaceful, just as pure, just as blessed, and we'll be one with the Son, and we'll be one with the Father. So be it.